What's up YouTube? Team Jackassery coming back with a brand new Dragon Ball Super deck profile. This time we have updated my Universe 2 deck. It's been a very long time since I last reviewed this deck. I think the last time I reviewed is when we finally stopped playing the game for a good couple sets, like through sets like 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right up to Vermilion Bloodline, we picked it up again. But recently, thanks to Battle Evolution Booster, we got some new Maiden Squadron stuff and Heroine, but I do run the new Heroine stuff, but I'm not running the leader because that deck doesn't really have a full deck yet. So I put all the main stuff into this deck. Originally, my friend Jordan was going to build the Heroine deck, which he did, but then since he can't figure out the deck yet, and he can't find anything fun or competitive, that was probably a message from him right now. So he just said, here, take the Maiden stuff, throw it in your Universe 2 deck. That's exactly what I did. And right now, so we're going to get to this deck profile. So before we get to the deck, we took the look at the leader from Tournament of Power, Ribrianne de Chateau, the original leader. Unfortunately, it's not a foil leader, which sucks. So she is Ribrianne. Her ability is when this card attacks a leader card, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, choose up to one Maiden Squadron among them, add it to your hand, shuffle your deck, and put them cards back in any order. So you just get a Maiden Squadron. If you don't get one, they both go back to the deck and reshuffle it. And when your life is 4 or less, draw 2 cards and flip this over. It becomes Ribrianne, Maiden of Anger. And her ability is, once per turn, if Kazuna and Rosie are in your battle area, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. Just a straight KO, except that it does not ignore barrier. And when this card attacks, draw 1 card. So when she's on this side, she gets you search. On this one, you get a free KO if you have the 2 right battle cards out. And when she attacks, you get a draw. Now on to the deck itself. Did I mess this up? Yes, I did. Okay. First, we run 4 copies of Zarbato, Maiden Attendant. He has our 1-drop, 5,000 combo, 5,000 power. His ability is, when you play this card, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose one Universe 2 among them, add it to your hand, shuffle your deck. So he's just your basic top 3 search. Get a Universe 2 to your hand, and thanks to your leader, you're getting another card if you hit a Maiden Squadron at the top 2 cards. So, as my friend John says, thinning is winning. Next, we get 4 copies of Rabanra. Try to say that 3 times. He is a 2-drop, 5,000 combo, 5,000 power. He is the Maiden Attendant. He's blocker and permanent. If a Universe 2 is in play in your battle area, you can play this card from your hand without paying its energy cost. So if you have a Universe 2 in play in your battle area, he just gets played for free. Unlike some other blockers, if your leader card is a Lord Slug, let's say, you get to play his free blocker since your leader is Lord Slug. But for this guy, you have to have a Universe 2 out first before you can play him as a free blocker. Unfortunate, but it's not bad. Next, we run 3 copies of Teleporting Genemzi. He is a 3-drop, 5,000 combo, 15,000 power permanent. Reduce the energy cost of Maiden Squadron in your hand by 2. You must pay the specific even if it exceeds reduced energy cost. So that means you have to pay the specific cost even if you have a Maiden Squadron out that requires 3. You still have to pay the specific, unfortunately. And his active main, place 1 card in your hand into the drop area, send this card to the warp, and play it from the owner's warp in the battle area at the beginning of your next turn. So you pitch 1 card, you can send him from your battle area to your warp, and at the start of your next turn, he comes right back. So that way, if your opponent has stuff to destroy stuff, you want him safe, but then if your opponent plays Black Mass Sand, he comes out, you're going to have to pitch 2 cards. That's where Black Mass Sand really sucks. Next, we run 4 copies of Girl Warrior Ribrianne de Chateau. She is a 2-drop, 5,000 combo, 10,000 power barrier. And her auto is, when you play this card, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose one Maiden Squadron among them, add it to your hand, shuffle your deck. So again, look at the top 7 for a Maiden Squadron. Again, thinning is winning because you got him, or you got her, you got Zarbato, and you got your leader. Look at the top cards for stuff, and you get to add them to your hand. Next, we run 3 copies of Ribrianne Pretty Cannon Unleashed. This is one of the new stuff from Battle Booster. She is a 1-drop, 5,000 combo, 4,000 power, unique. So you can only have 1 in play. When this card is played, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add 1 green Universe 2 or a Heroine card from among them added to your hand. Again, top deck search, always good to have. Activate once per turn, burst 1, pay 1. If your leader card is a green or a Heroine card, if you have 3 or more energy, play 1 green Universe 2 with an energy cost of 3 or less from your deck, and it's with a character's name different than what you have on the battlefield, and play it. So, when you play this Ribrianne, you want to play her turn 1 if you can, or turn 2. And then with her ability, you want to play Jackassery. He makes all your Universe 2 maidens a lot easier to play. He's the one you mostly want to go and play, but you can play any of the Ribrianne, or you can play the Ribriannes, you can play the Kazunas, some Rosies, but you mostly want to go after Jackassery because make things less equal to play is a lot better. And the best card to play with when Jackassery is out is Ribrianne, the Power Up Support. We run 3 copies of her. She is a 4-drop, 5,000 combo, 20,000 power, unique double strike. You can only have 1 in play. When this card is played, this card cannot be played by skills from any area, so she has to be paid for her energy cost, or yeah, that's pretty much it. When this card is played, play 1 green Kazuna and 1 green Rosie with an energy cost of 4 or less from your deck or drop area with their skills negated for the turn. Then shuffle your deck. If you look through it, you can only play mono green battle cards for the rest of the game, which is fine because the whole deck is mono green. So as soon as she is played, you get your Rosie and Kazuna out on the field. Then if your leader's on this side, you get to knock out something for free and just attack. There you go. And she's also a double striker, which is nice. And then when you have Rosie and Kazuna out, you can just attack with them, even though their skills are unfortunately negated. But cheating cards out is actually pretty nice. Next we have Maiden Squadron Leader, Ribrianne. We run 3 copies of the 5-drop. She is a 10,000 plus 1 user combo, 25,000 power. Evolve 3 green, 1 generic on a Ribrianne de Chateau. She's got Barrier. When this card evolves on this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, KO it. When this card attacks, if Kazuna and Rosie are in your battle area, choose 2 cards in your opponent's hand and place them in the drop area. So as soon as you get your Ribrianne out, you can evolve on top of this on turn 3. Then if you have your Kazuna and Rosie out with this Ribrianne's ability, if you can get her out, then you have a lot of things set up for great combos, especially every time this card attacks, your opponent's sending 2 cards from their hand to the drop. Next we run 2 copies of Ribrianne Transformation Complete. She is a 7-drop, 10,000 combo, plus 1 user combo. 30,000 power, EX evolve of 1 green on a Ribrianne of energy cost of 5 or more. She's got double strike. When you play this card with evolve, by placing it on the top of a Maiden Squadron Leader Ribrianne, switch it to active mode. When this card attacks, choose 2 cards from your opponent's hand and put them in the drop area. So unfortunately, she does not have dual attack, which would have been nice, but double strike is good. And when she attacks, your opponent chooses 2 cards in hand, plays them in the drop area. So, say you attack with Ribrianne, you have your Kazuna and Rosie out, attack your opponent's pitching 2 more cards, pay 1 more energy if you have, switch it to active mode, then attack again, your opponent's pitching 2 more cards. And with double strike 30, they're going to have to combo a lot away or use up a lot of negates, which is fine. But that's why I only run 2, because I think running 3 or 4 may be a bit too much. Next we run 2 copies of Kazuna, the Feral Fury. She has a 1-drop, 5,000 combo, 4,000 power. Unique, so you can only have 1 out. When this card is played, draw 1 card, activate once per turn, burst 2. If your opponent has 8 more cards in their hand and 3 or more energy, this card gets plus 16,000 power, double strike until the start of your next main phase. So she becomes a 20 beat stick with double strike and gets you a draw when she's out when your opponent has 8 or more cards and 3 or more energy. So it's too bad she doesn't have like crit or anything, but gaining the double strike is actually really nice. Next we run 2 copies of Kazuna, Maiden Might. She is a 3-drop, 5,000 combo, 15,000 power. Critical. This one does have critical. When this card is removed from the battle area by an opponent's skill or KO'd, choose 1 green battle card with an edge cost of 2 or less in your drop area. Negate its skills. Play it and negate its skills. So which you mostly want to go for. You can go for your, don't want to go for your Zorbido, you can go for your free blocker, because on your opponent's turn they'll get their abilities back. It's too bad you can't play Janemze. You could play the Ribrianne just for an evolved target, or you can just play the Ribrianne Pretty Cannon. On your next turn you can activate her skill to play another Kazuna or Janemze or whatever. This deck has a lot of good synergy with it. Next, we have 2 copies of Maiden Squadron Kazuna. She is a 4-drop, 5,000 combo, 20,000 power crit. If Ribrianne and Rosie are in your battle area, this card gains dual attack. So dual attack crit is pretty nice, and she could be cheated out. If you have Janemze out, she'll be just a 2-drop. Or you can just cheat her out some other ways. Next, we run 3 copies of Rosie, Blast Manipulator. She is our 3-drop, 5,000 combo, 15,000 power, and this is one of the new Rosies from Battle Evolution, which she, at my locals, is like $16 a piece here in Canada, which is kind of expensive if you want a full play set, but luckily we were able to pull 3 from the boxes. So she's a 3-drop, 5,000 combo, 15,000 power, deflect, so she can't be countered. If your leader card is green or a Heroine card, when this card is played, when you play this card from your hand, your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hand, places them and discards them, and this card gains triple attack. So triple attack, and when you play her, your opponent has to pitch 2 cards, but she has to be played from your hand. Fortunately, she has a specific cost of 3, so Janemze won't reduce her cost, so you have to cast her for her full 3 from your hand. Unless you have a way of cheating her from your hand for free or nothing. Next, we have 2 copies of Maiden Squadron Rosie. She is a 4-drop, 5,000 combo, 20,000 power blocker. At the end of your turn, if Ribrianne and Kazuna are in your battle area, switch this card to active mode. So, you can play her, attack with her, then at the end of your turn, if you have the 2 right battle cards in play, she gets switched to active mode, so she could be used as a blocker. And a 20,000 blocker is actually pretty nice, so your opponent's going to have to combo away quite a bit to kill her. Next, for super combos, we run 2 copies of Vikal, Master of the Sky. She's our Universe 2 super combo. She is a 2-drop super combo. When you come with this card, if your leader card is Universe 2, and you have 5 or less life, draw 1 card. And she gets 10,000. So she's a 5 or less leader. Get the draw, then she gets plus 10,000, which is really good. Next, we get 2 copies of Defending Father Paragus. He is a 2-drop, 10,000 combo, super combo, 10,000 power. When you combo with this card, if your leader card is green and your life is 4 or less, draw 2 cards, choose 1 card in your hand, and send it to the warp. This is a really good negate. I prefer to get the other negates where you could just draw 2 cards, put a card in your bottom, put 1 card in your hand, 1 to the bottom of your deck. But the Paragus for this deck is pretty nice. You get the draw of the 2, put a card in your warp. That's it for battle cards. Next, on to extra cards. We run 4 copies of Maiden Charge. Yes, we got 4 foils. One of them I got from Tournament of Power. The rest are from Battle Booster. So they're all foils. I really like the foils. So it's a 1-drop negate. Counter attack, negate the attack. And if your leader card is Universe 2, place 1 card in your hand into the drop area. If you do, your opponent chooses 1 of their battle cards and KOs it. So if you've got like 3 open energy, you got some cards in your hand you can spare, you can block your opponent's attacks and KO their battle cards. Unfortunately, if some have barrier, it's not going to get past it. Next, we run 2 copies of Crushing Despair. It is a 1-drop negate counterattack. If your leader card is green or a Phantom Demon card, negate the attack. You may choose 1 card in your hand, discard it. If you do, draw 1 card. So you get to pitch a card you don't need to draw a card and get a negate. So I only run that at 2. 4 seems a bit much. And last but not least, we run 4 copies of Maiden Transformation. It is a 4-drop extra card. Choose 2 Maiden Squadron with an energy cost of 4 or less in your drop area and play them. So on turn 4, if you've stayed alive that long, play Maiden Transformation. You can get your Rosie and Kazuna out. So you can have your leader use her ability, blow something up. Or you can just play any of the Maiden Squadrons that you want from the deck. Like the Rosies, Kazuna is like a lot of cards you can play with this ability. Unfortunately, it's 4 or less, so you can't get your big Ribriannes out, but you can play the Ribrianne supporting power. And it doesn't say. Yeah. So you could just choose. Funny thing is, you could just choose 2 of your Ribriannes, and so you could play up to 2 Kazunas, 2 Rosies from your deck. I find that that's a very good combo right there. If these are just in your drop, if you've discarded them in a way, you just play Maiden Squadron, play these 2, and then you get to play more Maidens. That is a really good strategy, if I do say so myself. Just all for 4 energy. Because it is not, it's only restricted to 4 or less. Just let me reread the Ribrianne. Yeah, the only condition is you can only play mono green battle cards for the rest of the game. Anyways, that's it for the deck profiles. Remember to comment, rate, please subscribe. Like my Facebook page, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content. There'll be more content like this and much more on my channel. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.